Welcome to Your Town Today. I'm your host, Frank McGwire, and thanks for watching Access 12 WCG TV. You know, Your Town Today, we like to focus on lots of different topics, lots of different things that are concerning you, the viewer in Western Manitoba. It could be something from the sports world. It could be something from the entertainment world. Manitoba music makers out there doing their thing. A lot of events happening throughout the summer. And one of our favorite subjects to cover is politics. And joining me today on the show, Mr. Wayne Balcaen. Wayne is going for the candidacy for the PC Party for Brandon West. Thank you so much for taking some time.
Appreciate it, Frank. Always
being
a pleasure.
On Your Town Today. Nice to have you here.
Nice to be here, and I noticed that the set is set up for Tory Blue, so you know, I don't know if that was by design, but thanks for that.
And away we go. I might have had a word with some of the guys in the production studio. Good start. So, Wayne, I got to ask you right off the top, what led you to this decision of going for the nomination for the PC Party for Brandon West? You're kind of changing lanes from your police background to politics.
Yeah. I would say changing lanes, but a slow move over to the next lane rather than an abrupt change, because policing and being the chief of police, I kind of walked one foot in politics and one foot within our organization. So it seemed to me a little bit of a natural progression as I moved forward and looked at this opportunity, and the timing was right. I had announced to my police board that this would be my last year, and 6 years ago when I came on as the chief of police, I said I would do 6 years. So everything, the moon and stars aligned. So
you're still going to be a public servant, and it's maybe not a big lane change. Gradual change, but you know, you're still serving the public in a completely different area now. Though I think it's a very fitting change for you too. So I got to ask: were you approached by the PC Party, or did you talk to someone from the PC Party and say, "Hey, you know, I want to put my hat in the ring for the candidacy"?
You know, it's funny. I've been asked that a few times, but I was the one that reached out to them. Okay. Through my time as chief, I've got to know a lot of fantastic MLAs as well as ministers, and just my association with them and beliefs, you know, this really aligns with a lot of my beliefs, the party's policies and processes. So it was my opportunity to say, look, I want to stay in public service. I want to keep working, and this seemed to be a very good fit for me.
You do have a formidable background in public service with your years with the police force. How many years had you been thinking of saying, maybe, you know, after retirement I could do the politics thing, I could become a candidate for the PCs?
You know, that was really recent when Reg declared his retirement, and Brandon West was going to open up. I really got to thinking about this. Before that, I knew I'd be working in something, and public service is a passion for me, so I wanted to keep that.
Okay. So now let's talk about, it is a natural progression, transition, if you will. You'll make it a progression if you get in, and I'm sure you'll do great things.
When I get in.
So you will make that progression eventually. But the election coming up October 3rd. Okay, we're months away.
Yes.
And before embarking on any election run, you have to have a strong platform. So what do you feel would be the best things to serve Brandon West? I mean, it's a broad question, yes. Generalizing a little bit, but there's usually a few things that stand to mind that you would say, you know what, we have to do A, B, C, you know, 1, 2, 3. What are the main points, the main boxes you have to check off to accomplish with your platform? What would you like to see come to fruition in your years should you make the candidacy and serve the PCs?
Well, when I get elected, one of the areas that I'll certainly focus in on is crime. That's an area that I'm vastly aware of, and so I could speak on that lots. But I really want to look at all of the other areas that will benefit Brandon West and Brandon in particular, and all of Westman, because I think there's a team Westman here where we have to look at what we're doing in this corner of the province. So certainly health is at top of mind, economic development, and looking at tourism, looking at industry, that what we can bring here. Those are all areas that I think are important to the residents of Brandon West, as well as areas that really can be brought further to fruition.
What do you think out of all of those aforementioned is the most important in your mind's eye?
Well, since I've put my name into the ring here and became the official candidate, I've had chats with a number of people, and health always seems to be the number one topic. When people talk to me, it would always used to be policing and public safety. Like I say, I'm quite comfortable talking about that, but health seems to be the number one topic here. So for me, I look at the continued investment in this area. We have a hub here, Brandon Regional Health Center. It's a hub for Prairie Mountain Health. So, $136 million was invested in the last year here for the cancer care and addition to the hospital. There's been millions of dollars rurally put into healthcare, and now last week, I believe, $1.5 billion historic investment in the Health Science Center that all of Manitoba uses. It's a place there, but really what I'm looking for is to have service here in Brandon and the care that the residents want here at our hub. I can't mention health without mentioning both ACC and Brandon University.
Right.
You look at ACC, and my daughter is a graduate of the program, so I'm quite familiar with it. They've got the RN program, and they've got the home care or healthcare aid program. You look at Brandon University, and they have the RPN program as well as the BN program. So they're putting out people that are needed in our sector here, and that partnership continues, and the support to universities and education is also, very important. Brandon is also a hub for education.
It's good that you mentioned all those things that encompass that industry of healthcare, and that we can have graduates come from the programs out of ACC and BU. Keeps the industry strong, keeps the area strong and vibrant as well when people get out and have those jobs in the real world. It's a good thing. I'd like to see that strive and survive and blossom even more. Yeah. So that's good coverage on healthcare. I appreciate your thoughts on that, and would love to see your efforts really get to the next level with those things in mind. Now let's shift gears here to industry. Do you think Brandon has enough? Are we lacking? If we are, what do we need more of? How could we make that part of this city and this area of the province more robust?
Right. So Brandon, as you know, is growing. The I think it was the 2016, 2017 census, we had about 47,000, I believe it was, people. And now at the last census, we're at 51,000, almost hitting 52,000. We have a large Indigenous population, 12%, and the investment in industry that you've seen with urban reserves and with working with our Indigenous partners. But Brandon can always use more industry. And that's where it comes to the partnerships. And you've seen, I've witnessed it while I was with the city's leadership team, and seeing it more so from the provincial level. But you need multiple levels of government to come together to make industry happen. I know Brandon, just from my involvement at the senior level, is always looking for industry, always looking for areas to move here, bring better paying jobs. That helps, again, boost the education system, need for health care, increases tourism. It's that whole cycle that continues. So I know that continuing to work with the municipality, the city of Brandon, Brandon West, I would love to see more industry come here to create that higher paying jobs and more family settlement in this area.
Coming from your background of, with the police force and crime control, you know your constituents want to live in a community where they feel safe.
Yes.
And I know you hold crime control in high regard. And there are steps and things we need to be aware of and to not control, but maybe make sure that it's all looked after so it doesn't get out of control. What steps would you take to ensure that in the coming years, Wayne? I know there are issues that contribute to crime in this city and in this area. Drugs comes to mind, drug abuse comes to mind. It's all a spill off into something that can get kind of ugly at times. What steps are you going to take as the candidate for Brandon West to ensure that doesn't further, get out of control, or maybe not out of control, but maybe get to the point where it becomes even more alarming for your neighbor, your family members, people in the community?
Right. Well, again, having 33 years of experience here and knowing the investment that needs to go into having a safe community, it's multi-pronged. I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. We can never arrest our way out of the issues that we're seeing here. Arrest, detention, that's part of it for the prolific offenders, for people that are violent offenders, areas that really we can clamp down on. I'm not saying we as if I'm still with the police service, I'm not, but that the police service can really clamp down.
It's just a matter of habit, but a good habit.
It is very much so, and I will strongly support our police service as well as all policing and justice areas within Manitoba.